The stock of the day today is IPD Group, ticker code IPG. Now, look, it's not earth-shattering news, but it has opened its retail entitlement offer to fund the purchase of CMI operations, which was announced earlier. So it's looking to raise $25 million for the company, which it says will strengthen its product suite, supplier diversity, and overall value proposition. IPD says that it will result in earnings per share accretion of over 30% in FY23. So look, there wasn't a lot of earth-shattering company news out today, but I think you hold IPD Group, correct?
Yeah, we had it on the call. I hadn't really looked at it prior, and I had it on the call with Adam Dawes, I think middle of last month, and I was so impressed. We put it into our portfolios, and obviously then the further I looked into it, because it's in three really good growth areas. It's basically electrical engineering. The company's been around for a while, but hasn't been listed for that long, and essentially it's helping roll out the EV charging infrastructure, electrical engineering for industrial estates, etc., high and low voltage, and data centers as well. So it's three really great growth areas. It's pretty consistently profitable as it is, and I think the institutional cap raise, I'm hearing that people were bidding and only getting 6% of the allocation. It was so oversubscribed. So the cap raise is at 393. So I would imagine the retail will be very oversubscribed, but and obviously EPS accretive almost immediately as well. So they're a very well run company in fantastic growth areas which are relatively stable. So it's one of the stocks we've got a little bit later. We had an allocation to Ventia Services, which we took some profit on and shifted into this, which is a little bit smaller. So they're good yielders. They're very consistent businesses, but they've only really been listed for a few years, each of them, and it's I guess float under the radar. So
would you buy it today at $4.51?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So that's a buy. Now, what do you think, Rudi? I mean, is this sort of the EV narrative that you'd go for? Is this more traditional as well?
Well, as you could see from the price chart, small caps, micro caps, mid caps, they have not performed for 2 years, but this one has, which is there's probably a signal there for investors as well. The exceptions are those that clearly have an identifiable catalyst for the share price. I mean, whether this, in this case, is the EV, it could also be the data centers, because they're also related to that. And probably because we are in a low volume environment, an observation to make is that if stocks go into the bear market with momentum, they usually keep that momentum going. So these ones were lucky; they had momentum in the wings, and momentum keeps looking good on the share on the price chart. So maybe something to point out here as well. I have 2 stocks in portfolio which had a capital raising not that long ago for acquisitions. Although I doubt whether any of those acquisitions would be 30% accretive. But I've done, and I'm about to do very well out of Steadfast and out of Car Group. Car Group was a no-brainer, previous car sales. From memory, that was about like $19 or something. I mean, the share price is so much higher today. So usually participating in these cap raisings on the assumption that the acquisition will be well received.
Yeah.
That is really a big bonus for your holdings, and that is obviously a big thumbs up for if you're an investor instead of someone who just jumps on and off on share prices. In this case, I'm also relying on Adam Dawes and on Mark's expertise in this one. I'm assuming that if you take part in that extra raising, you're going to do well as well. I mean,
Yeah. Look, I expected it obviously, to be relatively heavy, and it rallied 12% the day the cap raise came through. So that's pretty rare. Normally, I guess playing in the mining sector quite a bit, cap raises are usually not for a great reason. So it was very well received, and I sort of consider ourselves relatively lucky.
What's the discount they're getting, Mark?
Well, it's $3.93, so it's at $4.40 now. Yeah. It was about $4.20. It's a big discount now, so it'll be well. I mean, we've obviously told everyone
to
take it up, absolutely. Yeah. So we'll unlikely to be getting a hell of a lot, I suppose, similar to the Insto investors. But there's a lot of great positive price action signs from this company, and it has been a really consistent performer. I think it's been around for decades.
On the data, it looks very good. This might be surprising as well, given how well it has performed. Most valuations from people who cover the stock are a lot higher than here, so it should be a buy.
Yeah.
So it is a buy for you too.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got a double buy to start this Tuesday session of the call.